I'm Irish, but I'm in Copenhagen working at KEA, and we implemented BIM as far back as 2006, which was very early on a timeline for anywhere else. When we first implemented it, people looked at us as if we had two heads, and they thought, why would you go there? It's not needed. Today we can't get our students back because everybody sees the potential and they want it. So once we had implemented it, we began to get a lot of traction on how do you implement BIM. And at our school, we implement BIM with project-based learning in group work, so they get to collaborate at an early stage, and so the benefits accrue. And so we've been asked to come to a lot of other institutions and say how we implement it, and that's how I came to the notice of both Dublin and Belfast. So they needed to implement BIM, and they asked us about it, and they asked us to be involved in the BIMCert, but we couldn't get clearance for it. So we were on the margin. But with the BIMCert, they began to do blended learning, and they had this module where you had a platform where you could accrue modules and get smarter. It hasn't, that's out 4 years, and it hasn't attracted the amount of people or throughput that it should have had. So at a last meeting I had with them, we began to think, how do you get people more involved? And one of the benefits that I saw, and I see this with BIM, is how do you get people to want to do the right thing and to make the right solution in a building project. So instead of making a building project where you just get paid, get out, and you don't care how it performs, how do you get someone to look at the performance of a building? When you're buying a car, you look at the performance of the car because you don't want to be putting petrol in it every day. So performance is important. So one of the key features I came up with was that if you had a blockchain, then performance could be rewarded. So that if I say this house that I build is going to save you 20% in energy for 20 years, then blockchain can check to see if it does this. And then if it does this, blockchain can also have a side chain which will pay me 5% as a reward. So now I'm being incentivized to build the building that should be made. And so this concept became a pet of mine. And when we began to talk about Arise, we were looking for how could we make Arise more attractive. And I came with the proposal that blockchain and rewards and Certcoins would give it the push that it might need. Now, I'm not trying to polish my halo, but it made sense at an abstract level. The problem is I'm an architect, I'm not a data handler. And so when we went to actually present how we do it, we needed to find people who could help us. And internally in our school, we thought we had people who could and would. In actual fact, it proved very difficult to get the right people on board, but I do believe, I cross my fingers, that we have the right personnel on board now.